Bonjour tout le monde, welcome. I'm just going to go over some of the new books that we brought in here at the Jolie Regional Library, specifically at the Saint-Pierre site. A little bit of everything en anglais, en français, adulte et enfant. So some French, some English, some adult content, and as well as some children's content. So we're just going to jump right in. So the very first one, the book is already out. If anybody wants to place a hold on any of these books, please just call or email us and put your name on the list. The very first one here, this is called Returning to Ceremony, and it's spirituality in Manitoba Métis communities, and it's written by Chantal Fiola. And this book basically it's her second, Chantal Fiola's second book. This is a follow-up to Rekindling the Sacred Fires. And it continues to her groundbreaking examination of Métis spirituality, debunking stereotypes such as all Métis are Catholics or the Métis people do not go to ceremonies, so on and so forth. So this is it profiles 6 historic Red River Métis communities. There's Duck Bay, Camperville, Saint-Laurent, Saint-François, Xavier, Sainte-Anne, and Lorette. And it's providing a clear understanding of the identity, the culture, and the spirituality that uphold the Métis Nation. So that's a really good one. If anybody's interested, please come down and place that one on hold. Okay, the next one we have, this is 1984 by George Orwell. So this is a controversial book. It was originally published, I think, in the 50s. It's very dystopian. This is actually a graphic novel version of the 1984 novel. And this is by Nesty Fido. Fido Nesty, and I actually already read this one. It's a big graphic novel, but you could get through graphic novels quite quickly. It was actually really interesting. I read this book a couple years back, and I'm not going to lie, I had trouble comprehending some of the concepts, and so rereading it in a graphic novel, it was like, oh, okay, I get it now. So sometimes these are great alternatives to an actual novel. The next one we have a couple Christmas ones. This one is by, oh, I lied. I'm going to skip. Okay. So this is actually We Wish You a Merry Christmas, a Canadian Christmas carol. And this is actually on les deux. Alors, on vous souhaite un joyeux Noël, and we wish you a Merry Christmas. So we've got them in both languages. And these are written by Elaine Becker. And these are actually, they're so cute. They are so Canadian. You have all these little Canadian animals. And this, you could actually read the book and sing along with it. So this is On vous souhaite un joyeux Noël. And it actually follows these little creatures at a restaurant, and they keep ordering food and you sing along with it. So it's a twist on the classical song. These are really, really cute. So this one is actually, it's a holiday party at the Porcupine Cafe, and all the animals there are singing out loud, and Porcupine for the porcupine to bring out their favorite treats. And so the bear arrives first, and then he demands a traditional figgy pudding, but then he's followed by the puffins who request fish, and so on and so forth. So c'est vraiment cute. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I'll just read to you the first part here, just so you could kind of have an idea. Good tidings to you and all of your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding, please bring some right here. We won't go till we get some, we won't go till we get some, we won't go till we get some, so bring some out here. and so on and so forth. So really cute. En français et en anglais. Okay, I apologize for that. Okay, the next one. This is a fictional or nonfiction book, and it's called Mosienko. I may have said that wrong. The Man Who Caught Lightning in a Bottle, and it's by author Ty DeLalo. And Mosienko became a hockey legend in 1952. This is in regards to a Manitoban. He recorded the fastest hat trick in NHL history and still holds that record to this day. The biography tells the story of a Manitoba legend from his childhood spent skating on the rinks of Winnipeg's North End in the 20s and the 30s to his illustrious 14-year NHL career. To his return to Winnipeg to play with the Winnipeg Warriors, and then his post-retirement as a owner of the iconic Mosienko bowling lanes. So really interesting Canadian, Manitoba, homegrown information here. Also good for our hockey fans. Okay, the next one is called The Goody, and this is by Lauren Child. Both written and illustrated by Lauren Child. And this is in regards to two siblings. And the first sibling is a very good little boy. He listens. He's, as they say, the goodest. But he has a sister, Myrtle, and Myrtle is not quite so good. And so they kind of go through the book, kind of discovering their differences and stuff like that. And then what the book kind of develops, and then you figure out, but what happens when the little boy decides that being good isn't always so good after all. So it makes you think a little bit. So this is a good one for kids. Okay, the next one is Merry Christmas, Anne. Oh, I love this author and I love this illustrator. So this is Canadian author Kaylee George. Kaylee George has this beautiful Anne of Green Gables series, but she also has some junior books, which we've actually read through our book clubs. But this is illustrated by Geneviève Godbout, or Godbout, je sais pas trop certain. So anyways, this is inspired by the Anne of Green Gables story, and it's about basically following Anne as she tries to find a way to show her appreciation to her family over the holidays. And they are just, the illustrations in this are so dreamlike and calm. I just love these books. We have several of them. I think this is probably the fourth one that we have now in this series of books. And we have them en anglais et en français. But we only have the English one in Merry Christmas, Anne. So this is a great new seasonal book that we're adding to the shelf. Okay, the next one is Malachi's Costume. So many parents who have kids in school will already know this, but there's this one book series. So TD does this grade 1 book giveaway. And so this is the book that all Canadian schools can access for free through the TD grade 1 book giveaway program. The school has to register for it. This is Malachi's Costume, et puis en français, Le Costume de Malachi. It is written by Nadia L. Holm and illustrated by Irene Luxbacker. So here we have two of the exact same book, un en français, un en anglais. And we also have these available in Saint-Malo as well. And this is basically the story goes that it's a little girl who's participating in the first carnival since her mother left her to find a better job. So Malachi fears, Malachi fears she will not be able to dance in the parade without a costume and comes up with the idea to use scrap fabric to create her own patchwork rainbow peacock outfit. That's really nice. So this is a great little story for little kids, and it's also one of the books featured by the Canadian Children's Book Centre. See that there? This is a great place to get access to resources for young readers en français et en anglais. They advocate strongly for Canadian authors in both languages, and they have some fantastic resources on their website. So I strongly suggest you guys check that out. Okay, the next one is called Tiny Reindeer. I just love this cover. Look at that. Tiny Reindeer. And this is by Chris Naylor Ballesteros. And basically, when the tiny reindeer, who is too small to pull Santa's sleigh, discovers a letter that could change everything, and he must decide whether or not he is ready to take a literal leap into the unknown. So a beautiful little story about a letter to Santa and then a little reindeer who has to go on a mission. Tiny reindeer. Okay, the next is D is for drool. Ooh, look at that. Did you guys see the little monsters at the bottom of the bed here? So this is actually a really cute book. This is My Monster Alphabet, and it's written by Patricia Palico and illustrated by Howard McWilliam. And this is really cute because it's a little boy who has trouble falling asleep, and so he goes through the alphabet to help him fall asleep. So he goes like, oof, I can't sleep. My parents tell me to count sheep, but that never works for me. I try saying my ABCs. A is for arms. B is for belly, and C is for claws. So he's describing all the monsters in his bed. So this is really fun, teaches the ABCs to the young readers, and it's just fun and cute and colorful for the kids. So that's really cute. Okay, the next one is Go Ask Aussie, and this is by Patricia Palico. I apologize, I gave the wrong author before. When Patricia starts junior high, her awful older brother, Richie, makes her life miserable. But after he teaches her to dance, she sees that he is not so rotten after all. So this is a fun little story about brothers and sisters and getting along. Really cute. Okay, so the next one that we're going to be introducing is by Peter Reynolds, and this is called Our Table. He's got some beautiful books. This is the best. He also created The Word Collector and Be You and Be Beautiful and What is Love, and he's got a bunch of them. So this is called Our Table. This is really cute. It's actually it talks about what a lot of us are going through right now, how you know, with the uptake in social media and devices, and we're always doing something, and we're always, we're not present. And so it's this family's journey about basically their table. And so it's basically Violet. She longs for the time when her family was connected before life distractions and technology pulled them away from each other. They used to gather at the table with their food and love to make memories, share their lives, and revel in the time spent together. But now her family has been drifting apart. And with nobody to gather around it, the table grows smaller and smaller and smaller. Can Violet remind her family of the warmth and of the time spent together and gather around the table once more? So this is just a very mindful book. Good for parents, good for kids. Our Table by Peter H. Reynolds. Okay, the next one. This is an adult book. This is the 28th book in Tempting. It's in the Stephanie Plum novels. This is by Janet Ivanovich, and basically, it's people who pick up this series just devour the whole series. This is called Game on Tempting 28. And when Stephanie Plum is woken up in the middle of the night by the sound of footsteps in her apartment, she wishes she didn't keep her gun in the cookie jar in the kitchen. And when she finds out that the intruder is fellow apprehension agent Diesel, a 6 feet of hard muscle and bad attitude, who she hasn't seen in more than 2 years. She still thinks the gun might come in handy. Turns out that Diesel and Stephanie are on the trail of the same fugitive. So I know who's going to be wanting these ones, this one specifically. Okay, the next book is, I am personally connected to this book. This book was donated to the library by the Rabidoux family. And this is a book called The Descendants, Rabidoux au Manitoba, leur histoire et leur parcours. And our very own Jacqueline d'Autremont helped with this. C'est par Gérard Terrien et Janine Rabidoux. And it talks about all the Rabidoux, how the Rabidous came to Saint Pierre and surrounding areas and their descendants. And, we're all so connected. It's really wonderful. So this book was originally published in 2012. So this is going to be really cherished among all the other parish books that we have here at the library. We love adding stuff like this to our collection. Because it's local, it's us, and there's so many things. So my family is also in here. I am part Rabidoux. My great grandmother was Laura Rabidoux. And it goes through all the descendants. And there's so many families in here. You go through there and you're like, oh, I didn't know that they are from the same family. And so much fun. Lots of family information. So here's Jacqueline d'Autremont. There she is. Her and her boys. And yeah, it's just wonderful. It's really great. So if you guys are interested in coming down and taking a look at this book, it is here. A lot of time went into making this book. This is a beautiful collection of Les Familles Rabidoux ici à Saint-Pierre et le Manitoba. Also, on a side note, if your family has put together a book similar to this, contact the library. We would love to add them to our collection. These are great assets for us to have here in our communities, both in Saint-Pierre and Saint-Malo. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions to bring in books that are published on families, just let us know. Okay, so the next one, c'est Le voleur de feuilles. C'est par Alice Hemming et illustré par Nicolas Slater. Ça, c'est une histoire vraiment drôle. C'est au sujet d'un petit écureuil qui est en train de regarder les belles feuilles. Mais là, tout à coup, il y a une feuille qui est disparue. Elle a tombé de la branche et elle est disparue. Puis là, il doit aller à travers une grosse chasse pour essayer de trouver la feuille. Puis c'est son aventure dans le bois avec ses amis, essayant de trouver la feuille perdue ou volée. OK, Espoir. Ça, c'est une vraiment belle histoire, très bien illustrée, elle aussi. So, c'est par, puis je m'excuse, je vais probablement dire le nom, me tromper avec le nom, mais c'est Moine Van. Et l'illustrateur, c'est Victor Nye. L'espoir. Puis il y a des vraiment belles images dans ce livre. Puis c'est au sujet d'une famille qui part pour une meilleure vie. Alors, cet album magnifique rempli d'illustrations émouvantes parle des peurs, la perte et de la force nécessaire pour faire face à l'adversité. Une invention à accompagner des réfugiés de la Vietnam et au cours de leur voyage périlleux. Alors, c'est bien pour parler à nos enfants au sujet des choses comme ça, l'histoire, et qu'est-ce que les autres ont été à travers. OK, le prochain, Guinness World Book Records 2022. Ceci, c'est la version française. So, vous savez déjà, World Records, this is updated every year. Les enfants, ils adorent ce livre. Moi aussi, j'adore des livres comme ceci. Moi, j'aime ça des faits. Et ce livre est rempli de beaux faits. Puis, il parle de tous les topics. So, comme, il parle des sciences, la nature, le corps, les maths, you name it, it's in here. Okay, the next one is The Book of Awesome Girls. So this is Why the Future is Female, and it's written by Becca Anderson. And throughout history, feminists of all ages have changed society and inspired future generations. This is short biographies that highlight the effect that standing up and working hard can have. So I'm sure you guys could probably recognize a couple of people, some very strong female that we all know. So we've got Anne Frank, Guttenberg, I think, Malala. I always forget their names. Anyways, this is really fun. Short stories, so you can get through this quite quickly. Really cute. Okay, Journey to the Ocean's End. This is number 5 in the Squid Squad. This is like a graphic novel, and it's actually about. When I was reading the bio on this, I just thought it was just a darling book. So it's with their secret base discovered, the Book Guardians. Those are my favorite type of people. They're bent on protecting their culture. They find a new headquarter far from the pillagers, and it's up to the Squid Squad to save the library of ancient books that the pillagers, bad people, want to burn and find their way to their new base. So this one is a special request from a patron. Really cute. Okay, le prochain, The Lunch Club, The Mutant Mouse from Outer Space. This is by Dominique Pelletier. This as well is a graphic novel. You can't keep enough graphic novels in a public library or an elementary school. So this is the most wonderful time of year at Pleasantville Elementary, but that doesn't mean that all is calm. It's up to the lunch club to save Christmas if they can save themselves first. Okay, the next one is called Glorious Frazzled Beings. This is by Angélique Lalonde. This is actually, it has several parts. I think there's 4 parts to it. So there's homemaking, housekeeping, home breaking, and homing. And these are all short stories. It's a collection of stories. Glorious Frazzled Beings is a love song to the homes we make, keep, and break. So it's just about being a home. Okay, and lastly, very last one. It's called The Golden Furry. And this is by Samantha Coho, and this is actually a young adult book. So Thea Tia Hope has trained her entire life for this in the magic and science of alchemy when she and her mother are close to creating the legendary Philosopher's Stone, whose properties include immortality and turning any metal into gold. But Tia's mother succumbs to a sudden violent madness and destroys their work. Then Tia uncovers the truth. The stone is a curse, so that anyone who tries to create it will lose their sanity. So Tia must learn how to defeat the curse before she falls prey to its powers. So there you have it, guys. Those are the newest books that we're going to be adding this week to the library. If anybody's interested in them, please just call us or email us or message us on Facebook or Instagram, and I can put them on hold for you. We're always adding new books to the collection, so come on down, come check out some of the new stuff that we have. You could see behind me, we still have the Remembrance display out. We have these beautiful commemorative plaques that were on loan from the Village de Saint-Pierre. So I believe there's 14 of them. They're all on display here. We also have, you could see behind me here, a bunch of literature from Veterans Affairs. So fact sheets, stats, stuff like that on the different wars, the different conflicts. And at the bottom here, you can see these here. These are actually military service files that I stumbled upon, found online. They are some of our relatives here from Saint Pierre from the First World War. And so I printed a couple of them. I'm hoping to add to the collection and have them even in the shelves so that families or people interested in local history or military history can go through and look at. So we have all this stuff on display. So come on down. This will all be out until November 30th. So you still have time to come and check out the Remembrance exhibit here at the library. En tout cas, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye.